It's working.
We're on?
I think we're on.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No idea.
No?
Let's crack on.
Okay.
It's green.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway.
How are you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm all right.
We nice and prepared as usual.
Well, we had a bit of a disaster.
Yes.
The old computer, as you can see,
is no longer old. It's now.
Oh, look! It's given birth.
It's now dead.
There's another computer. That's what they do when they die.
Yes.
They lay an egg, goes into another one. But yeah, that is completely screwed. So
Yep.
we've lost everything. The green screen config.
Yep. So we're
For the life of me, I can't remember how we did.
This is
even did it.
literally a caveman rendition of a review for us, isn't it?
So today, I'm just going to say it because I've got no effects. Today we're reviewing Bambi. If you just imagine all the green bits,
Yes.
is the film.
Yep. This is the grass that Bambi's standing on, right? Best way of looking at it, right? Best way of looking at it.
Do you know, I'm just realising now, that's a different shade of green to this.
Well, it's all about the lighting, isn't it? But
And anyway.
But yes, also we need to disclose that Bambi was released in 1943.
So it might contain things that some people today might find offensive for some reason.
Oh, I don't care about that. It's more a case of I always just state the year that the film came out after we announce said title per time.
So, feeling February, Tommy, just to review.
And I would like to add, I've just made a mistake. It wasn't 1943. It was 1942.
1942.
Yep, my bad. But yeah, sorry, please continue.
No, I was just going to say, in Feeling February, it's all about those feeling vibes.
Yeah, it's the films that, just, tug on the heartstrings, These are films that affect people emotionally, and they can be really happy, they can be very sad, they can be a whole jumble of emotions, so long as they're strong. And Bambi is no exception to that, to a degree. Bambi is a film I watched a lot as a child, but I was usually left bored and unsatisfied with it because of the lack of talking, excitement, or story to it, really.
Same here.
Yep. Sure, the scene where with Bambi losing his mother is a powerful scene. It is emotional, but it's still handled with less emotional depth than something like Mufasa's death in The Lion King, for example, which is so much more hard-hitting. Am I right, Dan?
Yeah, I agree.
Viewing Bambi again as a grown-up, I still didn't particularly come away from it with more enjoyment than when I was younger, but I do still have a vast appreciation for the second-to-none animation, and the musical score is very sweet and endearing. You might remember the song from it, that drop little April
It's in my head.
shower,
It's in my head.
That
That song for me was probably the only reason I'd watch it.
And it's also got your birthday month.
That and Thumper.
Thumper was a fun side character, and there was Flower as well, wasn't it? You can call me Flower if you want to. It's just a skunk. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's all probably coming back to you.
It is.
But the side characters like Thumper and Flower, they're not really given much character development as much as just being there for Bambi to have someone to talk to a lot of the time, I find.
Yep.
And that includes all stages of their lives, from when they're children to when they're grown-ups. I think Bambi and Dumbo fall into a duo category of Disney films where there isn't really much talking going on.
I mean, it was cheaper to translate those films, of course.
Yeah, it's very true. And the success of the film itself truly comes from the animation and music, really, Dan, more than anything.
I mean, score-wise, you can't really fault Bambi.
Yeah, the music is very good, and there's not much emotion throughout the rest of the film, but the scene where Bambi does lose his mum, that is very heartfelt, and it's even worse that it happens off screen, because you have to kind of imagine it, don't you? So that's that tragic element, that's what brings it into being reviewed this month, really, Dan.
It would be a very different film if it was
despite not being
screen.
Despite not being a favourite Disney film of mine, it still does make you feel. And that's why it qualifies for this month in particular.
It's still a standout Disney classic, isn't it? It's one of those films.
It falls into the classic category, but it's not really one that I'd be in a hurry to rewatch.
It's not classic in the sense of, it's a classic.
Like Aladdin or The Lion King or something.
I think we misuse the word classic because obviously
we're using the term classic from what was around when we were young.
Well, we're using it as well when we mean to say something like treasure. It's if I say, Lion King's a classic, I mean, Lion King's a treasure. Like that, that film is amazing. But Bambi is a classic in terms of old.
Yes,
Or
old school
gold,
animation.
or golden era.
It's gold and it's old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, gold for me stands for great old. That's what it means to me as a word. I mean,
it falls into the same category as like the likes of other Disney films that came out in the 40s, like Pinocchio and what else was there?
it was a different
Dumbo.
I think it's reflective of the time. If you were around when Bambi was new, it would be very talked about. There'd
Can
be a
you
lot
imagine?
of hype because
Can you imagine the children of the early 1940s going to the cinema and seeing an animated film like this? They must have had their socks blown off. It must have been incredible.
But to them, yeah, exactly. It would have been the norm. That would have been peak. Like, we've just watched a cartoon.
How many animated films came out before we were even born? By the time we were born and we were watching animated films growing up, we couldn't be dazzled by the animation alone anymore, could we? It had to be more. Like when you talk about how great something like Toy Story or Shrek is, you don't talk about the animation in particular. It's good, but it's not that draws you in. It's the story. It's the characters.
Equally, though, I think if you'd have had Toy Story come out in the 1940s, I don't think it would have hit.
Well, it would have been 2D animation for one thing. It wouldn't have been 3D animation.
Yeah, but even if you got a time machine and gave them Toy Story, I don't think it would work. A film like this would have worked. I think
children still played with toys in the 1940s. That's what they had to play with.
But here's the thing: children and their mindsets, and even family viewing for a film like Bambi, it was all very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting and deer hunting, and people's connections with nature were a lot greater. So this film had a little bit more emotion in it. Whereas for us, we're brought up with town centres, traffic. do you know what I mean? Like
a bit more lively.
You've probably never even seen a deer.
Do you know what? I think I actually drove past one. I'm not even joking. On my way here tonight.
Dead or alive?
Alive. It had just crossed the road.
See, I'm out quite a lot at night, so I see loads of them.
Yeah.
Because they come out at night. Not always, but I went through Rendlesham Forest in Suffolk a few weeks ago.
That's like the woodland.
At night. No cell service, no radio service, nothing worked. And it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was dark and it was pitch black. There were deer everywhere. I had to do like 30 and like a 70 because there were so many of them.
Yeah, you had to be so careful.
So yeah. Anyway, that again, in the days that Bambi came out, you didn't have people driving cars through forests.
See, I look at
really.
I look at the 40s Disney trilogy of it being Pinocchio, Dumbo, and Bambi.
Yep.
And Dumbo and Bambi just do not hit me like Pinocchio does, because Pinocchio teaches you valuable life lessons, whereas Dumbo and Bambi they tug a bit more on the heartstrings, but there's not so much to be learned in those movies as much.
They're trying to do more with animals, I think, because
True.
Kids like animals. They would have obviously been in a lot of books at that time. I'm not sure Disney picked the right animals though. I mean, what's cute and cuddly with elephants or with deer? I think Disney learnt this a little bit later on, didn't they? Cats and dogs. And other little creatures as well. Madagascar had a hit with llamas. And I just think meerkats are a big thing. I just think, for me, I think they picked the wrong animal for that time. But they came out with greater films later on.
And it was made with great intentions. But like you say, films like Oliver and Company or
Oliver and Company, when did that come out? Was that
Lady and the Tramp even? Like films that have cats and dogs in them that make them just feel a bit more wholesome.
Those films were 80s, weren't they?
Which one? Oliver and Company was...
Yeah.
I want to say Oliver and Company was 88 or 89.
Yeah, but again, by that point, 20 years later, the film was, in my opinion, a far better film in literally every way possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But time had moved on quite considerably.
Yeah.
The 1980s had their surge of tech. The 90s did the same. The noughties did the same.
Take me back to 2D animation, though. That's what I say. I love 2D animation.
At least that you can guarantee with the 1940s animation, isn't it? You know that it's going to be
definitely
a cartoonist and a
hand-drawn, made by a pencil and an artist. That's all you can ask.
The way it should be done.
Definitely.
Even today, I know we've got AI. I know we've got all this advanced technology, but scrap it.
they were simpler times and they were better times. But
I mean, look at us. We could easily use AI or use the technology to make our aesthetics better, but we like our authentic, cheap setup.
They wouldn't have the characteristics of us properly. Though.
Exactly.
So to close, Dan, there isn't really much else to say on Bambi, but it was still far more enjoyable than these 5 little shorts that came afterwards that we had to watch. Stop me if you've heard any of these Disney shorts that came out in the 40s. Saludos Amigos,
No.
The Free Cabrellos,
No.
Make Mine Music,
No.
Fun and Fancy Free,
No.
and Melody Time.
No.
Yep. They all followed Bambi with great disappointment for me. Those 5 Disney Allied Effort shorts won't even warrant reviews from me because they weren't even proper films. At least Bambi was a proper film, Dan.
I had it on VHS, Bambi.
So did I, actually, funny enough. But still, Dan, Bambi's ultimately a little bit of a dud for me. I'm going in a bit harsh. 2.5 stars here.
Yeah, I wouldn't even give it the half. I would probably go 1.5, if not 2.
Yeah.
Simply because for me, as a kid,
I'm sure there's millions of people out there who'd be like, oh my God, you can't give Bambi less than 3.5 or so.
For me, it was just boring.
Yeah, we want something with a bit more fun and a bit more character to it, you know?
Soundtrack-wise, great. You mean, drip, drip, drop, like Label showers and
yeah.
thumper, thump, 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 thump. That was great.
Yeah.
Who wasn't, as a kid, thumping their foot like Thumper?
It was great. It's great if Bambi is your thing, but it just wasn't my thing anyway.
I'm with you there. I just think, Thumper was probably the, cutest and cuddliest part.
Yeah.
And again, the little bunnies were cute, but I don't know.
There's better out there. There's better out there.
Yeah. I mean, essentially they've just made a film out of roadkill animals.
True.
Is what they've done.
Yeah.
And I get it, and it's sad and all that, but for me, when Bambi grew up, it was like, no, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I can't go any higher. I just can't.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. It wasn't entertaining enough.
Never mind though, Dan. Onward and upward, we have. Is it 1 or 2 more of Feeling Febs?
Well, my calendar's changed, so let me find out. Ooh. This is fancy. Fills the entire screen. We have one left.
One left. Okay, and then we're into a much more exciting month. Not for me, but for 2 people that I know, you and my beloved girlfriend included. I'll be watching musicals more.
I can't wait for this.
It's gonna be fun.
Look, two of them I want you to watch are Disney films.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if you found Bambi boring, I don't think you'll find these 2 boring. I think actually take the musical part away from them. They're actually pretty good films.
I'll hold you to that, Dan. And
all I'm going to say to you is before you watch them, throw yourself back to 2006 when you started high school.
Mm-hmm.
What were those feelings going through your first day of year 7? I was bricking it. I had to ring my cousin. So my cousin did not go to their school because their school caught fire on the first week of term, if you remember. And do you not remember this? It was the biggest news story. There's a lot you don't know. Basically, I was ringing him up. He's a year older than me, and I was basically, and my older cousin Amy as well. She was a few years into high school, ringing him up, really properly panicking about it. And I was on the phone to them for hours, and they were literally just reassuring me, no, it'll be fine, it'll be okay, your friends from primary, they'll be there, and after about 2 weeks, that was it.
Wow.
I met producer man Steve. That was the downside. Other than that, it was great.
Yeah.
So but it's that side of it, and obviously the films that I want you to watch, so many of our high schools ironically did this as their performance. So I went to my cousin's half burnt down school through this construction zone to get to the main hall to watch him in that very film. I am of course talking about High School Musical. I might as well not hide that anymore. It's pretty obvious, but he did it. He had a role in it. Actually, it was a good play, but obviously because my parents were too tight to pay for the Disney Channel at that specific moment in time. We used to have it. They cancelled it. We got it back later, but we had to watch it on BBC One that Christmas. But basically, I got the soundtrack before the film came out just because of FOMO and all that stuff. I've seen the play and the performance. I sat next to my nan and my auntie and watched it. For me, it has those nostalgic connections. In the first film,
Okay.
in my opinion, the first one's better than the second. However, there are some people that do say that the second one is better. You've got to watch the extended edition, otherwise some of the context is a bit broken. But other than that, I think you will like it.
We'll wait and see.
I think you will like it. I mean,
wait and see.
you walk out of a non-musical movie and rate the music highly.
True.
Right? One of the songs that you love, I was listening to before you walked in, which was Huey Lewis and the News, of course.
Love it.
This is what I'm saying. So, okay, yes, the music may not be that iconic, but it still has that noughties charm. I think you'll enjoy it.
We'll wait and see, Dan.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Right. That's coming up later on in March. But for now, we've got one more Feeling February to go. Make sure you're here next week and see how we get on. Tommy, as always, thank you very much.
No problem, Dan. And guys, you know how to follow us on Letterboxd, Larkins95, Dan Moore Radio. You guys know the gist.
Forgot about that because it's not on the screen.
Exactly. That's why
We've lost the text.
That's why we have to tell them, Dan. That's all.
I don't know how to get it back, but let me tell you this. Well, I do. I'm not doing it now. And then, of course, we also have our YouTube where you can. That bit I know is below the video.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can just follow and subscribe. Hit the bell as well. Subscribe as well, so that you know when we're live. Right. Take care.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week.